Hey there everyone, and welcome to some more Near Monsters PvP. This is getting towards the end of my January footage. This first match is against Anna, and I've really tried to just pick out the best clips here. So these are pretty close matches. They're interesting matches for my one-on-one team that I was using to face. So here I've got two camouflage enemies I'm going against, so neither of them are asleep. Luckily it put asleep the two other things. So Anna goes right away and rituals her XYZ. It's asleep, and it's going to be a problem if she can't remove the Angel Line, which to be honest she could kill it. So I think it was a little hasty to remove that, to bring in the Motor Dragon, but that's what she went for. And then Scapegoat on the Arachnid Diva to really mess me up there, keep the Voidress protected. So she's going to try and charge the, Bloodbath on Voidress. So anyway, Arachnid Diva's been hit down a bit. My Atlan Torrent, I'm going to try and do the double Poison Eater, hitting Motor Dragon. Luckily that does go around Sabersaur, so I try and hit around it again to kill Motor Dragon, but no, it gets blocked that time, which is fair enough, you know, it's a 2/3 chance, so trying to go around 2/3 twice is not really going to happen. She's now really taking control of the match. She's got 2 kills on her Voidress, she's put all the Bronze Shells into my team, and also, you know, got the 2 protectors there. Mowing into Sober King, her team is very much like, put the Bronze Shells in, get rid of their stun protection, and then stun them and start taking control. She's going to use Voidress to sort of ritual her way through her team to get to what is ultimately stun counters with Crescendo Strike, which can, you know, really kill through a team that's messed up with Bronze Shells. Very nasty team that she's got here, but let's see if I can make any kind of comeback. I obviously need to get rid of these Bronze Shells. I've got some really nice monsters next in line that are going to be, you know, having good damage going on. She skipped with Onyxia because, I believe it's because she wanted to knock back random the Vixorid as soon as it came in, but the hit and run doesn't quite kill Padronorca. It's got a very low chance of doing that. So she pauses on Onyxia as she's like deciding what to do, but she can grab that kill on Onyxia, which is, you know, required for Blood Fury. So she does that, getting rid of the Padronorca rather than knocking it back and trying to do something else with Onyxia. At this point, she can't actually Slayabane anything because Atlan Torrent doesn't have a kill yet. So Sober King is kind of dead in the water. She skips with it. She definitely should have done the Slayabane just to start charging the divine moves. And she does do the Slayabane at this point here because she realizes she needs to do something with Sober King. But she's actually kind of stuck because the Voidress hasn't got a turn for a little while. Voidress has got Bloodbath charged, but she couldn't get rid of the Atlan Torrent before it got a turn, which means I could now kill 4 monsters in a row. So despite my team being messed up by Bronze Shells, I was able to get lots of kills here. She's only got 7 monsters left, and that means I've got an actual real chance here of coming back in the battle. So Voidress is about to get a turn, it can Bloodbath, but there's Bronze Shells on the field, she doesn't want to do it now, and there's also the Camouflage Vixorid that it's not going to hit. So she skips first, and then at this point is going to poison the Penguinator, so that will die to the Bloodbath, uses the Divine Rebirth to get rid of the Vixorid, Flocculosaurus gets rid of the Bronze Shells, so it's great time for Bloodbath, but my Sleep Revenge hit Voidress. I was super lucky there, and that means I get a turn with Penguinator. Rather than doing the Slayabane all, I go for a more controlled killing, as well as the fact that it's a much faster move. So I did the Link Double Retribution, getting rid of the Flocculosaurus, especially because I've got Link Storm, and it's so nasty to Link Storm. Very hard for me to kill as well. So yeah, she's got Sober King she needs to charge up, otherwise 2 monsters that are not going to do anything. This Infernocorn's going to get a second turn because my Mowing's next in line, and as long as the sleep doesn't hit it, it will get that extra turn as soon as it gets a kill. So she's going to do the double piercing below, it's just a case of what does she kill. The Penguinator, it's not going to do too much. Ryzen and Cynthia are probably the problems here. So she goes for Ryzen and Cynthia, gets an extra turn. What does the sleep hit? Sober King, okay, not the worst thing in the world for her, but it wasn't ideal. It was one of the 2 things that she didn't want it to hit. So I've again got a Stunning Entrance next in line. And so she's going to get another turn, but Double Piercing Blow would do a lot of damage to her, so she takes advantage and does the Giga Flare instead, so gets the extra turn that way. And now at this point, so excuse me, this point is going to be tricky because really Infernocorn's the only thing getting kills, and when my Nova Drake hits the field, I'm probably going to take control and win. So she pauses for a while before then eventually just doing the double piercing blow, and then it's going to be a case of, can I just take control and win here? I do the accelerate with this bronze shell that she very kindly gave me. At this point, I definitely should have done true hit on Voidress. I don't know why I did this poison touch. Maybe it's because I knew that the Voidress was going to be asleep for ages, but you know, it's one of those things in hindsight where I know all she's got behind is Deathgazer. The Infernocorn wasn't going to get a turn before Nova Drake could kill it, so I might as well have done the true hit on Voidress, because Voidress is quite nasty here. It does have the Bloodbath charged, but it didn't matter too much. I can now just basically kill off the remaining monsters because I can double Poison Eater these two, and then I can stun Voidress and, you know, kill it off before it ever gets a turn. So in the end, yeah, great match, very, very close. The sleep that went on Voidress was a big deal. Also, she killed off 2 of her monsters, and I got that really nice sweeping with Atlan Tyrant that got rid of 4 of her monsters. So she lost a lot over the course of the battle, and it was really hard for her to make a comeback there at the end where she got stalled a bit. This next battle, oh my god, this start, absolutely brutal. Everything got poisoned. So 1-1's going to be pointless. I'm not going to get another turn. I'm not going to get a turn with any of my monsters. So I do Kinslayer for the highest damage I can to Scorpiogeist. Scorpiogeist is the clear problem here. Back at this point, Raw Poison Massacre had 100 seconds. It was a 100-second move. So this is just going to be brutally sweeping through my team. The Scorpiogeist as well, like, Time's Up and well, I think Chrono Killer from Padronorca always kills it, but Time's Up from Ryzen doesn't always kill it, so chipping a little bit of health off it was important. So this guy gets to do the Poison Burst with Freeze Cobra, now he can do the Detox Strike with Polar Boss. He's got 2 options here, either Padronorca or Ryzen. Both are going to kill the Scorpiogeist. Unfortunately, my Ryzen is just ahead of the Scorpiogeist. He decides to go for the Ryzen, even though my Padronorca can now kill it, because it would mean I could kill something else as well, I believe, and he didn't want me to kill 2 of his monsters. So he left the Padronorca for me. Now I've got, you know, some turns with my monsters, finally. So in many instances, people would want to do Slayerbane all here. No, absolutely not. I'm going to try and keep control. I haven't got stun protection, so if he's got any stun in his team, I've basically lost. But yeah, I go for the double Retribution. I know I'm going to win with stun as well, so that's why I got rid of the Freeze Cobra. In hindsight, I should have expected, actually I could have seen, I think, that he had the Stun Absorber next in line. I could have left him with Stun Absorbers and stunned them instead, but I went for this instead. And now I can sleep this Flocculosaurus. That's going to be the problem in the long run, you know, the same problem of Earth against Link Storm. And I can get to work with my Quick Draw, trying to kill through this team. Penguinator's kind of dead weight, because these enemies don't have kills, and I am poisoned, so I can't use the Overwatch. I get Dosikian down, because that's going to be a general problem, and I'm trying to decide, do I Reckless Time Strike it, or do I blow it back? I decide to blow it back in the end, to bring in my Stun Absorber, because I'm just very scared of losing to Stun at this point, and yeah, I could have grabbed the kill on Malwing and used it as a sweeper too, but I figured better to just have Bloom-Luger on the battlefield. So now I've left him pretty much completely weak to stun. The only stun immune monster on his team is Asleep, and the other 3 monsters, I'm not too afraid of them. They're not really going to do that much. So yeah, I don't really care about them. Polar Boss is going to be a problem in the long run. That is the first one I want to kill, really. I can't actually kill it easily, so I decide to repulse it here to reset its crescendo, which means it's, you know, not going to be a problem for even longer. Take out the Willowworm to keep him weak to stun. So yeah, he's now got a Siberian next in line. Oh yeah, also to say, I didn't bother giving turn to Bloom-Luger at that point because I figured there'd probably be a bit of stun coming, and, you know, there's no point giving turn to Bloom-Luger and then having to give turn to it again. So I put Polar Boss down to hold ground at this point so that it's easy to finish off when I want to. Now's the time to give turn to Bloom-Luger because I've got past the stun in this team. So I can Tsunami 2 things. I do not want to kill 2 monsters at once here because there's Penguinator next in line. I will need to deal with that, and I'm in control. I want to stay in control. So I did the Tsunami Mortar hitting Siberian so that won't die, and then now I can keep control very effectively. I can stun him more, and there's probably not really any way they can come back in this battle. So yeah, that's just a bit of insight into how to control things. This battle, I really liked it because the start was so brutal. That front line, it's been nerfed since then because it was just really nasty and fast, and you saw how brutal it was. Luckily, I had the Ryzen, which could make me come back, kill off that Scorpiogeist, and then I went in with my, stun and sleep control to really take control of the battle. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the video soon.